Man, it's only 6:01, AJ, and slapping that ass already giving us a hard time about being a minute late. He's really setting the tone for the whole show, isn't he?
You know how in the realm of online ordering, there's, sometimes people will list things, especially like on Etsy or whatever, and there's always some asshole that just looks at the picture and, kind of gets excited and orders something without really paying attention.
Yeah.
And then it ends up being the wrong size. Well, I am that asshole today.
What did you order that's the wrong size?
I was trying to get some artwork for my house because I've been kind of like really working hard on my house to get it fixed up so I can stop losing my mind about how much I hate the way it looks. And I've been working on it for a while actually. And I tried to get this really cool piece of art, like it's like a piece of metal artwork. And yeah, I was like really excited about it. It was on sale. And then I today got a little package in the mail, like a really small package. And I was like, oh, what's this? And I thought it was that thing that I knew it was going to be small. And then I opened it up and it was the metal piece of art. And I was like, oh, fook me.
Oh, here's that postage stamp I ordered.
And it was 28 centimeters. 28 centimeters, not inches. So just a reminder to all you people out there that are excited about doing some online shopping, read the description really carefully. Don't be an asshole like me. Good day.
Worse. You could have thought it was 28 feet. And then like, wait a minute. Great. All right. Well, I mean, that's definitely a Monday kind of story. And I think we should probably get the show started. What do you think?
Let's do this, man.
Let's go. Are you giggling at slapping that ass in the chat?
No, I was giggling at Corey 2016 that said, you're not an asshole. You're just clueless. Yeah. Thanks, man. Glad you have my back. I appreciate you.
Yeah, slapping that ass is Meta going to close another studio because of how late you guys are. I was like, fine, we'll just be late every day. We'll take care of Meta. The competition will be meaningless. This is PSVR Gamescast Live, where we film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and 2 Eyes Friday right here on YouTube. We do it live 6 p.m. Eastern for your viewing pleasure. We also care about your oral pleasure. That's why we put this up on podcast services of your choice. My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here with that Parole. This guy over here to my left, your right, my brother from another mother, my hetero soulmate. It's AJ from The Underground, PSVR Underground.
What is up, Brian? Okay, that's a bit extra.
All right.
It's okay. That's why I like you, though. What is up, Brian? What is up, Game Cats? Happy Monday. And I know that Mondays usually suck. Yeah, it's true. Isn't it, Brian? But we are here to ensure your Monday sucks. Just a little less.
It's just another fucking day for me, man. It really doesn't matter. It's hopefully we're making a difference for some people out there, because right now, I don't know, man. It's like just another fucking day. I have zero energy. All the energy is drained out of me. I just cannot get to sleep, and just I've been absolutely fucking miserable. Yeah. So
no, I'm sorry.
So welcome to my Monday, everyone. I'm going to bring you all down with me. That's what I'm trying to say. Man. Just want to remind everybody that hey, we don't want to take our foot off the gas. We're doing a great job with this whole GameCat ops stuff. Things are going really well. People are really noticing all the comments about PSVR2 support for Resident Evil Requiem on over on Twitter, on Blue Sky, on all the comments. On every video that they post, every single trailer, and they keep posting videos, they keep posting, making a social media posts, and you guys are out there in full force, but we don't want to stop, and we also don't want to see the same 20 people all the time, right? We want to see lots of new people kind of be flooding these comments. So please, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you join our Discord. Come on over there. Go into the roles channel and assign yourself the GameCat Ops role, so that anytime a new video is posted by Capcom, we can get a notification. We can all head over there, leave our comments, and we can say, hey, we did our VR duty of the day. While you're over there, you can enter a Masternoid giveaway too. Yep.
Good game.
Yeah, if you watch PSVR this week, then you already know that we're giving away, I think, 8 copies of Masternoid. And so make sure you go over to the Masternoid giveaway channel, leave your PSN name and your region. And then later in the week, we'll be picking some winners. Notified through Discord. Bro, we give away so many copies of Richie's Plank Experience, and I kid you not, like 3 people responded to me saying, oh, thanks. Which means that like 7 or 8 people either fucking never got notified that they won a game.
Probably.
Or they just said, fuck you, thanks, and like didn't even say anything, just took the key. So, one or the other. But that's where the giveaways happen, you guys. That's how you enter giveaways. So make sure you come join our Discord. That's where it happens. So you were going to say something?
Yeah, no, you're good. You froze for a second on my side.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, most people will, yeah, it is. It's a Monday for sure. Didn't we have this problem last week?
Every day, Jay, every day. I know you're only here one day a week, but every day that I'm here, we have problems.
I like doing like, yeah, smaller giveaways because, yeah, most of the time with the bigger ones, like some people like don't even know that they won. Like they'll like enter, but then I have to like track them down and like find where they live and then like knock on their door and be like, hey, you won my giveaway. And they're like, oh, thanks, man. I'm like, fuck you. You know how much work I had to do to get this, to give you this free fucking game.
Right. My favorite was recently somebody left a comment on a video on Without Parole and said, hey, who were the winners for the Flat to VR giveaway, the Gleam thing? And I was like, from I think PSVR2 day,
PS5, like like forever ago,
yeah. And to be fair, we were very, very late about announcing them, right? Because like we just kind of canceled the show here and there. And next thing you know, it was 2 weeks later than we'd promised to announce the winners, but Wes did. And so I was like, oh, I don't know, man. I was like, Wes announced it weeks ago on GamesCast. His response was, oh, good. I just wanted to make sure because I got an email from Wes and wanted to make sure it was real. So he was actually a winner, which is great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, good stuff.
Never be too careful.
That's right. Let's see what we got going on here. We got Patty Cakes in the chat with the level 1 membership. Remember, guys, if you became a member, whether that was your own doing or somebody gifted you a membership, you have free super chats every month. So use them up. Get your name up here on the screen. And, and have your
do the super chats and use the emojis, the special emojis.
That's right. Use that super chat for something good. Like something really introspective, something deep for us to talk about. Like Patty Cakes did. Said, "Happy Monday Day." Happy Monday Day, everyone.
I hope you have a great bidet, Patty Cakes.
Happy birthday to
you.
Happy birthday. Rye Pop's gonna fucking kill me.
I know the mods, dude. I don't think there's anybody that hates me on this earth more than your moderators,
bro. The mods deal with so much crap because of us. Like we start all these ridiculous conversations, and
I know
the fallout is terrible.
I know. I'm so sorry, mods, for making your life so much harder every day.
AJ, one of the other reasons you can come join our Discord is because you can leave a viewer takeover question in the viewer takeover channel, just like Shades of Grey Matter did with the hashtag viewer takeover. Says, in the aftermath of last week's, oh, sorry, this is the wrong energy for this question. In the aftermath of last week's sad.
No, you need
in the
to
aftermath of last week's sad news about Meta Studio.
Woohoo! No, you need to be like, no, here we go. We could do like movie chair, like in the aftermath of last week's sad news of the Meta Studio closures and third-party game cancellations. Do you think there's an opportunity for Sony to step into the space they seem to be vacating? What, if anything, Would you?
Bro, I've got you on full screen right now because I want no part in this. People would be like, that's so insensitive.
Wait, hold on. I lost where I was. Oh, well, would you like? Okay, you know what? You finished. I forgot where I was.
I'm going to start over because I have no idea. Really
Okay.
paying attention. Okay, anyway, it says, in the aftermath of last week's sad news of the Meta Studio closures and the third-party game cancellations, do you think there's an opportunity for Sony to step into the space they seem to be vacating? What, if anything, would you like to see Sony do in this situation, and how likely is it they'll do anything? Personally, I really hope Sony tries to pick up the Harry Potter VR game Skydance was rumored to be developing, as a good game from that franchise could be huge for VR. It says in parentheses, oh, I hope everyone's also doing all right at Skydance. A few takeaways from this. One, I was really surprised to see that somebody leaked the fact that Skydance was making a Harry Potter game, because that shit was definitely told to me in confidence, and I'm not fucking saying jack shit. Even after the game was canceled, I was like, still not saying jack shit. Not really my place. So I was really surprised that the news got out there. But I mean, we got to be honest, man. That's a big IP, right?
Yeah,
really big
one.
IP. And the fact that, you know, Hogwarts Legacy sold as well as it did, right? And then here's Skydance, you know, just like this amazing VR studio, getting hold of that license, and just you can imagine what it would be like, right? Walking around as Harry Potter, you know, or some other character. I have no idea how it would work. Hopefully they weren't going to call it a mountain, this thing. You see Harry Potter for like 30 seconds. He comes up, he's this tall, and he's like, hey, what's going on? Look at my magic wand. Then he runs away, and you never see him again.
And then you go climb a castle for the rest of the game.
Right. The Hogwarts climbing simulator.
You just get to see the town from really high up the whole game.
So you can imagine how big that would have gone over. The thing it's still baffling to me that people haven't figured out, like, hey, Hogwarts Legacy sold really well. What should we do? We should build another Harry Potter game from the ground up for VR. Let's not like make this amazing game hybrid or anything like that, right? Let's not take this game that's already well received and let's not do that. Let's take the most expensive route we can possibly take, and probably fuck it up along the way. So it was a little kind of a baffling decision to me, from start to finish, about like what they wanted, and on top of that, the fact that it got canned really sucks. I think it would have been not game changing, but it would have been a headset seller. Don't you think?
Yeah, that IP is huge, and there's no denying its selling power. Unless it just, I mean, it's Skydance, so like I'd expect it to be pretty quality. Yeah. If it was like someone else, I'd be worried about, like, you know, it being like a 3 polygon kind of like cheapo. I don't know. I had this conversation recently. You know, we were talking about some of these games that like Meta's been doing, and you know, I know a lot of people have been wanting like the Ninja Turtles game. We had this conversation a couple weeks ago. Like, you know, first it was Deadpool, and like Deadpool's a really popular Marvel, you know, like should be a lot to be able to have like a lot of selling power in itself. But then there was the Deadpool game, and like ever since when I saw that, I was like not really that excited. Like I didn't really even want to play it. I'm like, this doesn't look fun really, or like, I don't know. There's something missing. Like it's lacking this like game console quality to it, or like some sort of gaming quality to it. And then I kind of have been feeling the same way about this Ninja Turtles game, where it's like, I'm like, you know, I love the Ninja Turtles IP. I watched it a bunch growing up. I played, really my biggest connection is probably through the video games, like Turtles in Time, the arcade game, and then like a bunch of other ones. You know, I heard you say that you had played a bunch of other ones as well. And yeah, I did too. The good ones and the bad. There was a lot of bad ones too. And I look at this thing.
The 3D ones are pretty terrible. Most.
Yeah. And I see this Ninja Turtles thing, and I'm just like, I feel kind of the same way about it. Now, granted, we've only seen I've only seen like some of the tutorial, like we haven't seen the game, but even the little bit of gameplay that I saw, I was not crazy about. I'm like, this doesn't look like really that fun to play. I think Batman, I think they got right. Which is unfortunately made by Camouflage, or which was made by Camouflage, which unfortunately is one of the studios affected by the Meta layoffs.
So I don't mean to cut you off mid sentence, but did you see that? This is so weird, man. Did you see that Sanzaru was going to be the ones making the Batman sequel and not even Camouflage? Like, what is?
Oh no!
What kind of weird ass decision making is that?
I don't know. I've heard Asgard's Wrath 2 was really good, but I didn't play it myself. And
I played some. It was pretty impressive. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried playing the first one and I was like, I just couldn't get into it. But anyways, what were we talking about? Yeah. So Harry Potter,
my bad.
It kind of depends. Like, I think that's an easy, that seems like it would be a layup, but a part of me wonders if it would have been another one of these situations, like some of these other games, but Skydance has a little bit better track record than some of these other studios.
Yeah. So getting back to Shades' question, listen, I know we've talked about this meta situation a lot on Gamescast over the last week or so. So my apologies if I repeat anything I'm going to say, but I believe it more now than ever. Excuse me. The more we hear about what happened, the more it makes sense that, like, Meta wasn't seeing the growth for VR the way that they needed to, and they pumped lots and lots of money into VR game development in order to make that happen. They said, let's get all these exclusive, let's get these big IPs. We got Batman, we got Deadpool, we got, it was going to be Harry Potter. There's other titles that were canceled along with all those, still undisclosed. And they finally realized that throwing more money at the problem wasn't going to fix the problem. And so where did they end up? They ended up where Sony has been for a couple of years now, right? Sony gave some support to the PSVR2 out of the gate with Gran Turismo, hybrid mode, free update, making sure that they gave us hybrid versions of these massive Resident Evil games, paid for by Sony. Microsoft Flight Simulator getting they're giving us stuff, right? They're giving us really good stuff. Right, stuff that you really can't do on Quest, and stuff that's not coming to PC. Some of it is, some of it's not. Whatever, not the point. Right, so they are giving you. They're saying if you bought a PSVR2 headset, we're giving you hopefully enough to make you feel like your purchase was justified. But we can't. They don't have Meta money, and now even Meta doesn't have Meta money. Right, and so I think that this conservative route of marketing their headset and giving enough games to make your purchase feel worthwhile is now exactly where Meta is going to be, right? And so it's sort of this whole change, this whole downfall of everything that's happening over at Meta is just proof that, like, things were going the right way
originally
to begin with over here, right? They have to follow the Sony model, and so for them to, like, hire any of these developers or start, it would just Sony picking up Meta's pieces would just exacerbate Meta's problem over here in PlayStation land. Like, I don't think that we're going to see Sony do anything about this. I don't think anything's going to change. I think their business model is their business model, and it kind of makes sense when you look at the numbers.
Yeah, I think their model could have worked if the Quest was capable of, like, just more powerful graphics and everything, just like better graphics. The trade-off, of course, like the big selling point of it was wireless and, convenience, comfort, things like that. And it kind of, and also the price, and you just, but really, if they were able to actually have more like higher quality games, like a console or like PC, I think it actually may have paid off potentially. But we just time after time, we just saw where these games were a lot of games were being like really held back by the hardware and just not really able to live up to, if this was like stuff that had never been seen or done before, it'd be one thing, but it's like, games have been out for generations and have really evolved in quality and everything. And so gamers expect more. They expect higher quality graphics, gameplay, all sorts of stuff.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, I think It's so interesting to be watching all these conversations happen, because it's, you know, when you know just enough about what's going on behind the scenes, you're like, man, this is really going to be PSVR2's year. Like, there's going to be all sorts of great announcements and new games coming out, and lots of stuff happening this year. And then you see this coming from Quest, and you're like, man, what is happening over on Quest, right? Like, what surprises are they in for this year? And is hopefully there's still some good ones coming down the pipeline, right? But this is very much becoming a role reversal situation, right? Where everybody was saying, oh, Sony gave up on VR. Sony gave up on VR. It's like, no, slow and steady wins the race. And now it seems like Meta's giving up on VR. And when I say giving up, I mean that only in the sense that they're still going to support their headset, probably still see some games coming here and there, but like closing these studios down is a massive indicator as to where they are and how much they can support their own headset. So a little bit of a role reversal. So I think we're all on a kind of an even playing field now.
Yeah, hopefully it just goes back to the, like you said, the way it used to be, where it was kind of just like things were growing organically. Because that's what we talked about was that's why VR was like growing really in a healthy way. And yeah, there was definitely a lot of disruption with this, and kind of ended up back to square one again.
Sorry, I'm just trying to look something up real quick here. Give me 1 second.
But yeah, I think Sony's going to just continue to do the same thing. They're going to support, like they're going to take a gamble with one big like AAA game every now and then. They're going to support lots of indie devs. They've got like the hardware is already there. The hardware, hopefully in the future can still evolve some. Like eventually it would be nice if there was like, some sort of wireless functionality without the loss of quality. But that's going to be kind of hard to do, and also would spike the price up. Like you have to get everything right. You have to have low price. Like everybody, what's going to make everybody get into it is like premium quality, very low price. That's what consoles have basically been succeeding on for so long. And then of course, like the games have to be there. The software has to be there. And then any additional features you can have that get people in there. Like a PS4, I remember, was like a huge Netflix device for a lot of people, because it was just like, or like PS2 was like also a Blu-ray player. It was like cheaper than Blu-ray players at the time. They have these smart little quirks to them here and there that really help to get one in everybody's living room.
Yep. I think Sony's learned a lot of lessons over the last few years. We're certainly not here saying that Sony's done everything right. Right? They've learned. They've been, like I said, taking a very conservative approach to marketing and in supporting PSVR2, which is, I don't know, ended us up here where we're at. And I think one of the lessons that they learned was that no one is interested in a $550, $600 headset. Like that's so expensive, right? And so, I know some people are pushing for wireless or whatever, or standalone. It's not going to happen next gen, right? The biggest lesson they learned this gen, because they had the games, right? They had 40 games at launch. The thing didn't really sell all that well. And so, what lesson do you learn from that? It's like, oh, well, maybe the Horizon game that we tried to pack into it wasn't what people were looking for in a Horizon game. Maybe people want the actual game. Maybe they're more interested in the hybrids and this built, right? And then on top of that, they're saying, listen, this is just too fucking expensive, right?
I think that was most of it.
I would say most of it. And so I think, when we see a PSVR 3 or we see PlayStation 6 and the compatibility it has, it's going to be all about being cheap. It's going to be about using very similar technology to PSVR 2. If we get a PSVR 2 like refresh, like a V2 of it, or if it'll just be, hey, PSVR 2 is compatible, and by the time PS6 rolls around, like our headset's going to be like $200, right? And so it's going to be like, oh, if you're buying a PS6, you might as well just pick up a PSVR 2 headset while you're at it, right? Look at this entire back catalog of games. Like, I think Sony's setting themselves up for success in the future, even if there's not a lot of success in today, right? So that's why I don't see like wireless happening or any of these other things that people want that would just add so much expense to the headset. But I don't know. Anyway, that was kind of I don't know if that answered your question, Shades. I think we went on a pretty long rant.
Yeah.
I saw Bram Matheson in the chat asking about. He says, "Is there any news about that flying online shooter game, that World War II game for PSVR2?"
Aces of Thunder.
Yeah, are we talking about Aces of Thunder? I mean,
no news.
I mean, other than the fact that it has an official release date, it's coming out February 3rd.
Forgot about that. Sorry.
So if that helps, I mean, that's only about what, 2 weeks away, 2.5 weeks. So yeah, 2 weeks away. It's pretty good.
Minutes away, Brian. Minutes away.
Minutes. Yeah. So listen, I mean, it's been a long time. It's been a long time coming, and so hopefully it turns out to be everything we wanted it to be. Oh my god, why can't I spell?
They had they actually had a, I don't know if it's actually released. I need to check, but they apparently updated the PC version with some of the new stuff. I may need to jump in there and check it out and get some updated impressions on it if it was updated, because it didn't receive an update for a very long time.
Gotcha.
For when I tried it last summer.
We got Ace Gamer Cat in the chat with the level 1 membership, says for Ace Gamer in the hizzy.
For Ace Gamer. Stop making fun of me.
I think it's better that he embraces it, because I don't think it's going away. We got slapping that ass with the level. Go ahead. What do you got?
I was just gonna say, I blame YouTube for making your names look like the way they do.
Oh, I blame YouTube for everything.
Yeah.
Slapping that ass with the level 2 membership, says I let my membership run out because money was rough. A day later, got gifted a membership. W community. Hell yeah. That's great. We got Carbon TM with the £5 saying, bought Wanderer on launch day and shelved it due to jank. Started playing a few days ago and loving it. Great puzzles and stuff. Happy Monday. Monday J. Monday J. We're gonna go
And
with
stuff.
And stuff. Of course. So listen, I saw old Darth asking about this in the chat as well. I'm a little bit baffled. Okay, like listen, you want to show your support to Mighty Eyes and say, hey, we really want you to succeed. We really want Wanderer 2. Great, go buy their game. Got it. I don't understand why anybody would play it right now. Right, and it's not because it's broken or anything like that. Right, they patched up a lot of the bugs. They've implemented a lot of the updates. They said they were going to update, but they have yet to finish their roadmap. Right, it's not as good looking as it's going to be, and they in the combat. They're doing this massive combat overhaul. So if you've waited a year, why not wait like another 2 or 3 months to play it? Right? You've waited this long. You've waited this long. Like, it's such a phenomenal game. Don't you want the best experience possible? And if you happen to have a PS5 Pro, they haven't implemented PS5 Pro support yet. It's all on their roadmap. So again, I want everyone to support Mighty Eyes. But I don't understand why you would wait a year and then not just wait a couple more months for it to be like the absolute best version of the game possible.
He's doing that as a sacrifice for the rest of us, because as soon as he finishes it, then it's going to get patched. That's how it goes. That's just how the world works. So thank you for your sacrifice. Also, Infinite Loops 42 said, I just realized maybe Ace's name is actually pronounced Four Aces of Thunder. Why didn't I think of that?
That's really good. That's really good. Old Dar says, is it really just going to be 2 or 3 more months though? The answer is I don't fucking know. Right? Everything was supposed to be done by the end of 2025. Here we are. It's January. Everything's not done. And so I'll touch base with Mighty Eyes and see what I can find out. Sam over there has always been really, really good at responding and keeping us updated on stuff. So, I don't know. Personally, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, there's still so many games that I could be playing right now that are done and don't have a roadmap, and like the game that they are the way they are, and they're going to stay that way for the foreseeable future. But
I'm working on a video, Brian. I'm working on, and I already talked about this on Thursday, but I'm working on a top upcoming games list. And I will say, I actually covered a couple of the games Thursday on my show. Interactive chat or Gamescast without Brian. Sorry.
It is my favorite way to consume Gamescast.
Okay. It's back, baby. No, but I did a show on Thursday, first show in a long time. It was so awesome to get to do that again. But I talked about some of the games that, while I'd been out sick, that some of the games that have been announced and whatever that are upcoming this month or this year. I will say with this, it's actually a top 11 list. And of all the years that I've done these kinds of lists, which I do in pretty much every year, but of all the years of doing this, I will say this is probably the most diverse list of games I've ever done. That's the interesting thing. I mentioned some games like Katana Red Flowers, which I think actually looks really, really fun. Bootstrap Island, pirate survival, so awesome that they finally are bringing that. And then another game that is actually up for wish list today, Brian. That is Iron Guard. What? Salvation. Now I do have a correction to make, because when I talked about Iron Guard on my show, I said it was my most played game of 2025.
Sure.
I have a correction there. It's my most played game after No Man's Sky.
I knew that was coming.
Which should have been obvious. But I had like 30 hours in it. And Iron Guard is now available to wishlist today. And like I said, I've never really cared for tower defense games. But I loved this one.
Dude, I always say the same shit, right? And then I look back at like the games that I've played over my life, and I've spent probably 100 hours with Pixel Junk Monsters. Even when Field Runners came to, I think, the PSP, I spent a ton of time with that, right? And it's just, man, I've always had a little bit of love for this genre of games, even though in my mind I don't care about them all that much. But yeah, no, Iron Guard was excellent. And I'm so glad that this is now officially announced for PSVR2. They'd been saying it is going to happen, but now that it's like, oh, now it's available for wishlist, it just makes it that much more official. And when we asked them about being like, hey, the resolution on PSVR2 for Iron Guard is like fine, but it's not like razor sharp like a game like this should be, right? And they said, well, we can't do anything about it for Iron Guard proper, but for Salvation, we'll definitely look into that. So hopefully they've been listening to all the comments that they've gotten from the first game, and will implement some nice improvements in the second, because Iron Guard was wonderful. It was a great experience. Very challenging. I like challenging.
Yeah, everything I saw from the trailer from this looks like an improvement. Like just every last little bit of detail just looks slightly better than the last, which is what you would hope from like, a sequel like this. But yeah, man, strategy games, they're not for everybody, and that's cool. Like some people will probably see this, think, oh, boring. And that's fine. But I actually really, really like strategy games. And this was the closest kind of thing to like a Command and Conquer style game that I played, even though it's more like tower defense than it is, what is it, real-time strategy kind of thing. I mean, I guess it is kind of a mix of both, but there's no like base. Well, there is base building kind of stuff. I don't know. It's hard to say. There is building in this. It's such a weird mix between like tower defense and strategy, and then it's also like a shooter with holding the plane, and it's really engaging gameplay wise, and there was enough depth there to make it really fun and cool, and so I'm really looking forward to this one. Also, it had metal music in it, which I could always appreciate.
The music was great. Yeah, definitely like the driving force behind all the action. It's like, it's like the whole time. It's like, it definitely kept you on your toes. Good stuff. So the one thing I was surprised about when I was playing Iron Guard, and maybe again, somebody who has dabbled in the genre for throughout the years, but never, spent a ton of time, I guess, playing all of them. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how big of a complaint this is, or how much this makes a difference. I'm not used to having dedicated places where I can build my turrets, right? You can build a turret here, you can build a turret here, you can build a turret here. I mean, so again, Field Runners and Pixel Junk, where it's like you just have so many options, and you can kind of create your own strategy how you want all this to go. And so I don't I haven't looked into Salvation enough to know if they've changed any of that. But man, that would be so nice to just be able to place everything exactly where you want it to be.
It kind of adds, I guess, more strategy to it. Can also leaves a lot of room for exploits, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I hopefully that maybe I could use them to do a little more with the resource gathering. Right, that was fun.
Yeah,
not a major part of the first game like I think it could have been. So anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I saw who said it in the chat. Come on, I saw you. I'm scrolling back. I don't know. Somebody said, "Oh, Infinite Loop said Salvation's a massive step up from the first." So that's good to hear. Good to hear.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Gat in the chat with the level 2 membership saying, "Still working." Always nice to hear from the lurkers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. We got Pia Trek F with the 10 plantains saying, "No meta VR equals no meta shills equals less PSVR2 trashing." If there's one thing I've learned over the last 5 or 6 years, it's that people stuck in a mindset will stay stuck in that mindset no matter how much the evidence in front of them tells them they should no longer be stuck in that mindset. So I wouldn't expect anything to change. Nothing.
Yep. Most people would probably think that there hasn't been any games released on PSVR2 since launch, probably, if I had to assume.
Yep. PSVR2 is dead. You heard it here first. I mean, I heard it in the comments a lot. Comic Book Guy with the 10 quid says, "Hi, Jay." Nope. That's
Comic Book Guy.
Right. And welcome to me already not being able to read his tip.
Damn
in the
it.
first word. It's not.
I was like, Comic Book Guy acknowledged me. Oh my God, I feel special now.
No, the high, comma, capital I all together made it look like "Hi, Jay."
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry. Comic Book Guy.
You're high, Jay.
Oh, I wish I was high. That would explain everything right now. Comic Book Guy at this point has got to be used to me just fucking unable to read all of his tips for some reason. It's usually worse for Comic Book Guy than it is for everyone else. Anyway, he says, "Hi, comma, I have been thinking about that idea of a 3D movie podcast I would do if I wasn't so nervous talking on camera and my local cinemas didn't show all sirens on my end. My local cinemas didn't show all 3D movies, and plus I don't have a projector." Dad, make it happen. Still make it happen.
You remember back in the day when we all wanted to like have a Gamescast with like a 3D camera or something, like a VR camera, and it would like be like you're watching from in the room.
Yeah, it was a Patreon goal. It was like watch Gamescast in VR, right? We were actually going to get like a 180 degree VR camera, and we were going to film the stuff like games, whatever, all the what is it? All the stuff that I filmed here in my apartment, we were going to film it with that camera as well. Holy crap, I'm so glad that didn't happen. Can you imagine how big those file sizes must be? It would have taken a year to render each one and then like another half year to upload each one. It would have been a mess.
The closest we came was there was a lot of cats with Quests that would watch Gamescast together in a theater, in VR, in whatever that movie theater game was.
It wasn't like big screen, was it? It was
big screen. Yeah, it was big screen.
Okay. Oh man,
close enough.
Comic Book Guy, I think you should do it anyway. Never be worried about being nervous about talking on camera, because all of us start by being nervous to talk on camera, and now you can't shut us up.
It is true.
Just do it. Gamecatto stopping by with his generosity as always, sending 10 without parole gift memberships, turning the chat green. So green. They're so green, AJ.
Look at all the green.
Thank you so much, Gabe Catto. Stuart Montgomery with the 5 quid says, hold on, I got this. Paste.
That's a tricky one.
Fan character laughing out loud with tears in their eyes.
Okay.
It is accurate.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart. All right, dude, we got some news to talk about. Probably time to start the show. 41 minutes in, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Although we did start 2 minutes late, so we've only been going for 39 minutes. Slapping that ass, make sure we do that. So.
Okay.
So over on Reddit, there was a post about a game called MAI Child of Ages. And this is the trailer for it right here. And the post about it said something along the lines of like, hey, I just put this game out on PS5. I'm looking into making a PSVR2 version. Open the suggestions. Blah, 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 blah. AJ, have you seen this trailer before?
I did. And I will say the first thing I saw, because I did see this post, was the thumbnail. And I was like, ugh. Like, what is this going to be? Like, this is going to not look great. And then I watched the video and I was like, you know what? I want to play this. Like, this is my type of game. Even though it's a third person, game, I think those are, if the game is really good, those can be great in VR. It just, the game itself has to be really fun, but it's got platforming, it's got hack and slash, it's got vibrant worlds. And I was looking at this and like a charming, like looking enemies and stuff. And, the character design leaves a little bit to be desired because it's kind of just like plain.
I was, after the Max Mustard debacle, I was very curious to hear what you were going to say about MAI.
Yeah, it's just like simple. It's a little too simple, like not creative enough, but it's fine. Like it looks okay. But no, I saw the gameplay of this and I was like, yes, I would want to play this. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my first impression. I didn't even scoff at the thumbnail or anything like that or the character design. My first impression was, yep, exactly. This is what we want more of. This is sort of what we've been asking for, right? These games that require very little, and I put the emphasis on very little, knowing full well that it still takes some work to get these games into VR. Keep it third person. Let us use the DualSense controller, right? Really, no additional controls need to be changed, right? You probably just have to work on the UI a little bit and make sure it's up and running at a good frame rate. And I was like, man, this is what we're looking for. I was talking about the game Dusk Fade that Darth Vader introduced me to, talking about Reanimal, right, from the Little Nightmares people, saying that these would all be perfect for PSVR 2. Right? Just give us a PSVR 2 mode. We'll buy it. Suddenly you got a whole new audience of people interested in buying your game. And I was like, this is exactly what we've been asking for. And then I saw that it was by Chubby Pixel.
Oh, this is by Chubby Pixel?
Yeah. And
did they do Chromagun?
No,
that was Pixel Maniacs.
They did Suicide Guy VR.
Oh. Ooh.
And I got to tell you, man, this is how you get an entire community of people to lose faith in you, right? By releasing a game like Suicide Guy on PSVR 1 that's just like a mess. The controls were a mess. The frame rate was a mess.
Was awful.
But I always said that it had a lot of potential. I thought the creativity was great. I loved it. Every level had you doing something different, like these dream worlds.
It was stupid and it wasn't fun and it had bad game design.
And totally respect that opinion.
Yep.
I thought the PSVR 2 version was going to be the saving grace for Suicide Guy, where it's going to be like, oh, now it can run like with a better resolution, like rock solid 90 frames native, and now we don't have to worry about the move controllers, right? Locomotion has been standardized. We have 2 analog sticks. The game's a fucking bigger mess on PSVR 2 than it is on PSVR 1. It's a bigger embarrassment because of the capabilities of PSVR 2. And I'm like, this is why you don't fucking screw over your gamers. Right? When Chubby Pixel released Suicide Guy, I told them again and again and again that the frame rate was going to make people sick, that it's a massive problem. Okay? And his response was, "Oh, I don't see it over here. I don't see it over here." Bro, that's the worst response you can give as a developer. I don't see it. It must not be a problem. It must be a problem on your end. All right? And now you've lost all trust in a community. You've lost all trust that this game is going to be good. People are no longer going to, and I'm not saying you can't grow as a developer. I'm not saying you can't learn. I'm not saying you can't evolve and like learn from your mistakes. But man, you better learn from his mistakes, right? And I think we're all going to be a lot more wary of this game than we would have been otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, the game itself, I think looks pretty good without the VR. But then when you mentioned them, I'm like, oh, great. Yeah, is this going to have performance issues? Is it going to be blurry? Is it going to have bad frame rate? That's kind of where I worry about it next. Are they going to take advantage of, the PSVR2 features like eye tracking and 90 native and haptics, adaptive triggers, headset rumble? I would sure hope so, because like I said, this game actually looks like it has potential to be a lot of fun. You know, like I was really excited about this until you said that, honestly. But it all depends. Like if the flat version is pretty well made, and I'd have to look at some reviews. 4.43 out of 47 ratings. It's got a 4.43, so it's actually not too bad ratings wise. Like for any game, I think they could definitely use a boost from the VR side here. Definitely, with obviously it's probably struggling to get a little visibility with so much competition, saturated flat screen. There are a couple things to note here, though, that definitely caught my attention. Listen, we've seen a lot of developers turn things around and make some really, really awesome games. I would absolutely, I am definitely a big believer in second chances and trying to get things right. With
Sin Studio, we were a big fan of third and fourth chances until they finally got shit right.
Yeah, and look, and they did. They eventually did. Of course, they were a little bit more transparent about their situation, and yeah, they basically hit rock bottom in terms of with Warzone, was that it called? And then that was about as low as you could go, and then then they ended up making Swordsman or whatever. But
Warzone was like the VR version of a rug pull.
Yeah. Oops, it's Ali says it's very Zelda-ish. Zelda-ish. Yeah. And actually, if you read the game features, it says explore Zelda-like dungeons, mastering the arcane power of the Ouroboros stone. It says there's also so it's obviously inspired by Zelda, which is a good thing to have. Good kind of inspiration to have for everyone except for except for Rypop. I was going to mention Rypop. Nice. Yeah. But it says over 20 hours of gameplay, which is also interesting. There's a co-op mode, which you can play. Play with your friends in the main adventure and get help from Primordial Spirit. The second player will be able to take control of enemies to assist you in battles and much more. So there could be some kind of like multiplayer thing here, but I just I'm gonna go by what I see from the game itself, because I know the developer was kind of questioning whether or not they should bring this to VR, and my answer would be yes, but make sure you bring it with care. Like if you can have eye track foveated rendering, run at 90 native frames per second, don't have these horrible performance issues, and take advantage of the haptics, and I think you could actually have a pretty good game here in VR, and I think you'd get lots of support for it if it turns out well.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm looking through the Steam reviews right now, and for the most part, they are saying it's pretty decent, right? And so, what are they charging for it on Steam? So it's a $15. $15 currently on sale for
it's a good price.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's really 20 hours, yeah, that seems like an easy buy. You could even go probably more with it, like $20.
Hey, don't be giving them any ideas.
Yeah, it's probably not a good idea.
Right. Let's see how good the port is. And then after we see how good the port is, then we can talk about price.
Yeah. But I do think, to its credit, I don't know if, what is it called? I can't even remember the name. This is MAI Child of Ages. Yeah, this is not the greatest name. I don't think it's as bad as Max Mustard, but
at least you can remember Max Mustard. I've had to look up the name of this game 3 times since we started the show.
I know, me too. I know. I can't remember it. Yeah, not the best name, not because it's a bad name, but because it's like so hard to remember, and probably not doesn't really stand out. But from a marketing standpoint, at least that's what I would say. But also the cover art, please redo all of your cover art stuff because it does not look good. The game itself looks so much better.
Henry D. Catallergic Gamecast says, I have a solution. If they should give you both a free key for the flat game to see if it's a good game. If it's at least a 6, it should be at least an 8 in VR. Then we can wait for the VR reviews before we buy. What? No, I am not some kind of new certification process. Okay. I have enough games that I want to play. Okay. And I have enough PSVR2 games that I need to play. This is not on either list currently. When this game gets a VR version, I do appreciate you, Ali Hembre, thinking that I have good enough taste in games that I can gatekeep a little bit here, but I have zero desire to be that person, right? So no, when it gets a VR version, I will play it and I will review it, and that will be the end of my relationship with my Child of Eden. What's it called? Child of Eden was a different game.
Child of Ages.
Wasn't Child of Eden the Res Infinite follow-up or the Res follow-up? Anyway. I will say it's really nice to see these kind of posts. Okay, yeah. Despite the history of Chubby Pixel, and hoping again, I hope to be proven wrong. I really hope that this ends up being a great game and a fun game in VR. I really do. I don't want anyone thinking that like I'm holding some grudge. I'm not. I want every studio to get better and deliver better games as they grow. But it is nice, man, because these are the kind of posts we want to see more often in 2026. And as part of the GameCat Ops movement, I think we're going to convince a lot more developers to start making these kind of posts. It'll be nice.
We need more good third-person games on PSVR 2. We have a surprising lack of them. Of course, we've got Moss and Moss Book 2. I feel like we've had to have had at least one other good one, right? I know Max Muster was pretty good. Is that it?
Oh, just it depends what you call third person, right? Because Moss has some first person elements, but there's also like Escaping Wonderland, right?
Oh, right. That was pretty solid.
Mostly third person. Yeah. So yeah. We've had a few, and I think there's a lot of room for more, though. I think it could be a great place for these 3D platformer type games to thrive without my
platforming, hack and slash. I'm in. Yep. I need that combination is a winning combo for me.
We got Michael Makes a Game with the $2 tip, says PS5's not a PC. You can't say works on my machine. Yeah, I know, man. It's so frustrating. But here's the difference. Since you brought it up, Michael, we are all different, right? I want to think the best of this developer that literally when he puts on the headset and runs around in Suicide Guy, he can't see the frame rate problems, right? Because some people just don't. Some people don't see reprojection. Some people, when I talk about a game being not sharp enough, they're like, what are you talking about? This game's razor sharp. Everybody sees things a little bit differently, right? Even with Mura, some people see it, some people don't, whatever. And so I'd like to hope that that's the case here. Now, if that is the case, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that he literally just puts on the headset and goes, this is fine. What's he talking about? Then you fucking get some playtesters who can notice frame rate problems, okay? Because as a game developer, especially one that's making VR games, you do have a responsibility to make sure your game doesn't make people vomit, right? And make it as sharp as you can. Make the frame rate as smooth as you can. And so get some people that will playtest it that can notice the shit. Because for people like me, it's going to make a massive difference. That's it. My rant is over. Gamecatto with the level 3 membership. Nope. Yes, Gamecatto with the level 3 membership. I'm sorry, my brain is fried today. Says Brian Paul's seal of quality. I'll have a checklist. Is it scary? Check. That's it. That's all you need to get the Brian Paul seal of quality. Is your game scary? And if it is, I will approve it. It's like the Nintendo seal of quality. Did you give us money? You did? Here's your certification. James Monkey with the level 2 membership says, love you, Brian. Did you play Expedition 33 yet? No. And I think did I tell everyone the reason? Amazon's got like a $50 version of it physically. If I'm going to spend $50 on a game, I'd really rather have a physical version. But then I was like, well, I want to play it on my Pro. because I've got a PlayStation 5 Pro. Don't you want to play the best version you possibly can? And my Pro doesn't have a disc drive. And I don't want to spend $70 to buy a disc drive just to play one game. And so part of me is like, well, fuck the best version. I'm going to wait for a Switch 2 port.
Dude, that's a third person game I would kill to have in VR. I'm going to play Expedition 33 at some point.
Yep, me too.
Because that's my type of game right there from everything I've heard. Trying to avoid spoilers. Hopefully I can for a very long time, but man, that's definitely, I think it might actually have, I actually think that is one I could play on PC with a mod, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer like a real thing, but whatever. I'll play it flat or VR. I'll play that one regardless eventually.
Yep. Just watching Jan Z in the chat make up numbers. PlayStation 6, $1,000. PSVR 3, $800. What? No, listen. Here's what Sony learned this generation. You cannot have an $800 headset, right?
Yeah.
Right. Again, if I would be so shocked. I think there will be a revision of PSVR 2. But I think the point of the revision will be to help make it cheaper, maybe lighter weight, more comfortable. Right. And then maybe they can start selling it, because the $300 price point obviously worked so well for them. Right. I saw it here on the channel when the price went down. We saw an influx of subscribers when everybody went out and said, I'm finally buying this thing. I'm excited. I've been wanting one for a long time. $600 was way too much. Right. And so when people see for $300, that's why I just think we're going to see a better version of PSVR 2. And they are going to get down to that $300 price point just for that. That's it. Right, that's going to be the price, not the discounted price. That's my guess. Yep.
Lower price, more people buy.
That's right. All right. The big story of today, and listen, if anybody's here and they're like they haven't seen this yet, awesome. But Jamie put out a 10-minute video about it earlier today, and I was like, oh man, we're gonna get everybody who's watching Gamescast is gonna tune out as soon as we get to this story, because Jamie's already covered it in a much more succinct way than we will. So BJ from Urban Wolf Games, developer of Legendary Tales, went on Twitter yesterday. And basically said, this was our experience porting Legendary Tales to Quest, and this was our experience bringing Legendary Tales to PSVR 2. And very stark contrast between the two experiences. Now, I want to point out something very quick before we get too deep into this. This is one person's story, right? You're going to hear from every person out there. You're going to hear different stories. You're going to hear, I don't even know what video I'm trying to play. Everyone's going to have a different experience. They're going to have, some will have better experiences with Meta, some will have better experiences with PlayStation. Great. We just don't want to turn this into some kind of console war. But we do, I think it is important to kind of point out a few things here. And especially when we talk about PlayStation's commitment to gaming in VR, I think BJ brings up a lot of points that maybe otherwise would have slipped under the radar. AJ, I've been talking to fucking a lot. I'm gonna bring up his rant of tweets here. Do you want to start us off on this by reading them? I know it's a lot to read. We can bounce back and forth if you want.
Yeah, give me a second here.
I also need a second to get it up on the screen.
Yeah, I had it up, but then I don't anymore. Give me a second.
Same.
EJ, okay. So you want me to start reading it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So this is BJ from Urban Wolf Games. By the way, shout out BJ, who is awesome. Yeah. Amazing dude. And I love Legendary Tales. And I'll definitely have some other things to say other than just this conversation, reading what he has to say here. I've got some other things in my mind too. He says, it might be a minor opinion, but some people say that VR gaming market was never first thing for Meta. Quest was not made as a gaming console in the first place. We all know that, but it doesn't mean we agree to it. That is exactly the big giant corp narrative. Then who we are the gamers. We see massive, and I'm going to paraphrase here a little bit because I tried to do a little translating. Then who are we? We are the gamers. We see massive friends being upset. What's happened to the VR market because of Meta's decision. And this comes right after the layoffs and everything too, by the way. Right. I want to ask, do you really think the majority of Quest users are not gamers? Meta knows they need gamers for the long-term development of the XR ecosystem. The biggest failure Meta made was that they treated gamers as a tool to get through the dark times. And even after gamers became the majority of their platform, they still didn't care much. Instead, they were busy looking at numbers and analyzing it. We were just numbers to them. Let me share my experience with Meta. When we released Legendary Tales on PSVR2, we got a big hit. And then suddenly, many different Meta divisions contacted me to bring it to Quest. Parenthesis, funny. They sang how Legendary Tales is a great game in front of me. It felt really good to be recognized by them. The good feeling didn't last long. During the conversation, I realized they never played our game before. I can bet my life they never, capital, never played. I fucking love PJ. And one of the most weirdest questions I got from them was, what is an action RPG? They were the game publishing and relation team. I didn't share all my experiences with Meta on publicly because I was so afraid of being kicked out from the VR market, but at least I can now. Because anyway, Meta doesn't give a shit. And all of our fans know we probably will leave the market. This is a small reason. And I can tell that I'm not the only dev who experienced this shit. Many of others have similar experiences. It doesn't come out on public because either they earned tons of money and or they are afraid to say things. Fortunately, I am not in the position of both. Back to the topic. They took gamers' money to run their research for VR, AR, MR, whatever it is, and didn't care to grow the gaming section from the start. They didn't hire anyone who understood gaming. That is the least thing that they had to do. This is why this situation doesn't surprise me. I bet I am the only dev who refused Meta's massive money. We were offered big amounts, MG.
I think it's a minimum guarantee.
Minimum guarantee. Okay. We were offered a big minimum guarantee that no devs would refuse. But I decided to, because that is the way to send a signal that Meta can't manipulate the market however they want, only with money. They had shitty contract rules. They offered a minimum guarantee for porting. It's not game development minimum guarantee, and asked for a revenue cut. The first offer was a 50% cut for around 100K. Yes, that 50% was on top of the 30% platform fee. It was an instant no. And then percent and money are changing dramatically. That time in my head, a question appeared. Do they actually have any standard for a contract? Anyway, when we were finally getting somewhere, they said this contract would also apply to any future DLC we release. I was like, no, you can't. You didn't do anything for DLC. I told them we started development of DLC. They were coming after that. I asked strike that rule, but they refused. I could swallow that rule and never release DLC on Quest, then everything should be fine. But I just canceled the entire deal because someone had to say no to them. I know it maybe won't help anything, but when we see the problem, it's worth it to try and fix it and or change it, isn't it? In another side, conversations with Sony was full of happiness. I could see why Sony could have survived, or why Sony could have survived in the gaming industry such a really long time. Sony didn't play our game, but they asked me to play in front of them, and the conversation went super smoothly, like a water is flowing. Beautiful analogy there, so beautiful. They understood why we picked the game design in the way and all that stuff. Most importantly, we didn't get the question, what is an action RPG? That seemed to really piss BJ off.
I mean, listen, when you're bringing your game in front of these people who are, going to be very integral into your game coming to their platform, lots and lots of money changing hands, you would at least hope that the people who are making these decisions know what the fuck genre your game is in, right? Like, I understand that, like, lots of the higher ups at different companies are just suits that look at numbers and like, how do we make that number bigger? How do we make more money than we made last year, right? But I'm sorry, like, if you're not a gamer and you are running some kind of gaming studio,
gaming division,
yeah, like, I mean, I think that's a really bad combination. Right? People will have to be passionate about the things that they're making, the things that they're funding, the things that they're bringing to their platform. And if you don't know what an action RPG is, you probably aren't much of a gamer and you don't know what you're talking about. Right? So, yeah.
One thing's clear from this already is that, BJ is a very passionate gamer at heart, and that's why we love him. The person I talked to, he loves games. He plays games. He understands everything in game form. After our first meeting, he said they will send the developer kit for PSVR2 even before the launch. He asked just one thing: please implement at least one feature that Sony has and cares about. I answered yes, and we implemented all of the features they care about in 2 months. With the first porting, they were surprised with how fast we move. I think that that is the moment Sony decided to bring us into State of Play, the biggest digital game show for PlayStation. It was a lifetime honor.
Which by the way, was also when we first took notice of Legendary Tales, right?
Yeah.
It's been on Steam Early Access for years. PlayStation gamers were unfamiliar with it. And
never heard of it before.
Right, and that's how important a State of Play can be. It brings your game into the light and gets it in front of the right people, including us and all of you guys out there. We never would have heard of this game otherwise. In fact, with a name like Legendary Tales, right? I think we all agreed when we first heard, like, this is the most fucking generic name we've ever heard. This is probably going to be crap. Not
that bad, but
I was a little concerned. I was like, this is just going to be a glorified swordsman, and it turned out to be so much more than that, right? Yeah. So anyway, State of Play can be really important. That was the point. Yeah,
even though Sony doesn't do E3, or there is no E3 anymore, and they don't do the in-person expos stuff as big as they used to, that is their biggest showcase thing that they do, pretty much. So, that is their biggest platform that they market stuff on. Okay, to continue. It sounds like I am shitting on the VR market, but in fact, I love the VR market. People have no idea how many times we were offered to move into the console and PC gaming market by somewhere or someone. We will stick to the VR market because we love it, but we can't live on love forever. Again, we have released the Quest port 2 days ago, and Quest gamers will never realize how much we are frustrated. First day sales were a disaster that made me think, damn, never should look back to Quest at all. People saying $40 is too expensive. It looks $20. It looks like a $20 game.
And before you move on to the next one, can we stop it with that shit? Right? Like, I'm so tired of, like, doing like hey, these are the games coming in 2026 I'm excited for, right? And people are like, oh, all those games look like crap. Like, bro, the trailers of VR games. It's like, if you're a VR gamer, you have to look at trailers differently. You really do, right? You have to, like, be like, oh man, I wonder how these interactions are going to feel. I wonder how the sword fighting is going to feel. Like, is there any impact with this, right? We have to look at these things differently, because VR gamers are looking for different things than flat screen gamers are, right? And so whenever I see a comment, they're like, oh, this game looks like it should be $20, or I do a full review on a game, this game looks like it should be $10 at best. I'm sorry, man. Like, I lose a lot of respect for people when that's, when I spend 30 hours with something, and instead of being like, oh, thanks, Brian, for going into detail about this and talking about, the positives about this game and the negatives, being like, it's so dismissive to say this was like a $10 game at best. I'm sorry, that shows a lack of intelligence on your ability to discuss games. All right, so let's stop it with this shit. I'm just saying. I'm saying I'm not. Yes, I understand. Sometimes games look like they should be $10, right? But to base that on what? Right.
Yeah, I think it's always, subjectives, and people are going to have different things, but I know what you mean. Like sometimes like they say it without reason, without any it's like, it doesn't, like, there's no reasoning behind it.
Exactly.
I do think, I do think, yeah, like you could judge every game by itself, and it's kind of like, what would you want to pay for this game? Like, what you look at a game and you go, what would I pay for this game? And it, there's some that, I don't know. Legendary Tales is definitely the kind of game where it's like, I will pay more to support a bigger, better game like this, a game with deeper system mechanics and deeper gameplay and physics-based combat, and the crazy amount of loot that's in the game and everything. And yeah, and there was a lot of people that were like, it's all, it looks like like a cheap game or something. And It's like, well, it actually looks really good, but yeah, there's not like these sprawling different like open world environments or whatever. I mean, there kind of are, but they kind of look the same. Anyways.
Yep.
Yeah, games should be judged by the game itself and not whether or not it's an indie game. Game is irrelevant.
And listen, I understand, like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm all high and mighty here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody to get the wrong impression of what I'm trying to say. But I can guarantee you that all the people that BJ is talking about saying what did it say? This damn people saying $40 too expensive looks like a $20 game. I guarantee you that these are people who have not played the game. That's where these comments are coming from, right? And it's just so dismissive. It's so dismissive how deep a game can be. And like, sure, look at Swordsman. Yeah, that should be $20 at best. Sure. Right. But then when you have those kind of mechanics and the deep level of gameplay and exploration and the upgrade skill trees and all of that Legendary Tales brings to the conversation, you start saying that game looks like a $20 game. It's like, all right, well, then you haven't really looked at what this game offers. Right. That's more what I'm trying to say. So it's just, I don't think anybody should give any credence to anybody saying this looks like a $20 game. How about you talk to somebody who's played it? Right? How about you dive a little bit deeper and find out what the game's all about, and that you can spend hundreds of hours in the game, right? Then you start. Then if you still think it's only worth $20, well, I guess that's on you.
There's a lot of games where in the past I've said, like, I don't think that this game is, like, to me, it's like, I don't want to pay a certain amount for this game, but again, like, yeah, I'm not usually saying it like everybody should, pay this price for this game. It should only be this. Sometimes it's like, just like without having played it first. Usually it's just like, yeah, what do I feel compelled to pay for this game? And like Of Lies and Rain is a great example. I still haven't even really, I need to finish that. I still have a lot more to play of that, but that's one that, I looked at and I recognize like the qualities that it seems to have. And, there is a lot of standout things about it, but I do remember saying to myself, like, this game being $40 is a problem for the average, like thinking of it from like a market perspective and then, like what would I feel comfortable playing? I always thought was like kind of less like that, but it wasn't like, I never thought to myself like, this game wouldn't be worth like $40. It's just, I would, for me to kind of jump in, not knowing much about it. Yeah. I'd feel more comfortable paying like a $20 for it or something, 25, until I played it and found out.
Sure.
Anyway, should I continue?
You should. This is just like I feel like this part of the conversation, I would have liked to, I just want to say, I wish I had kind of thought out ahead of time, right? Because again, I feel like I'm still not saying the words that I want to say in the way that I want to say them. And so I don't know. I know it can be easy to come off like a dick sometimes when you try to have these conversations. But so anyway, I hope everyone understands where I'm coming from at least though. All right, let's keep moving.
Or indie games should never take more than $20, maybe sometimes $30. This is what people are saying about indie games. This pattern has existed for more than 5 years now. Now we have time. Now we have to think what gamers made mistake for the VR market. What mistake gamers made for the VR market. They didn't support indie games properly. They know that the VR market is niche but didn't accept to pay a bit more. In 1 year, and I'll just keep reading for now. In 1 year, I have been in the VR market. Well, yeah, again, this was a conversation that was had a bunch when Legendary Tales came out because it was $55. He'll probably get to this in a minute, though, so I'm just going to keep reading. And it was one that, if we are on the record for like supporting heavily, by the way, we were like, we understand that this game is like super, is higher priced, but it's also a much bigger, better game than a lot of, especially built for VR games from an indie studio out there. Like this was one that was really, really big. So I remember going to bat really, really hard for this game, and even taking a little bit of flack for it. And I didn't care. I was like, I will wholeheartedly recommend this all day, every day. And fully recognizing what some of the weaknesses of it are. The strengths are just there's too many awesome things about it. Anyways, in 1 year, I have been in the VR market a decade. Me alone, maybe there's someone that agree. Shouting the VR market doesn't need killer apps and or AAA games in the first place. Instead, the VR market needs more beautiful, different color games by people who really understand VR, the indie games. Let's look back to the past. When Mario first released, what time everyone knew... when Mario first released, did everyone know that it would last decades? When Final Fantasy 1 came out, we thought it would. Would we think that it would have still been at number 10? No, the AAA games were made over time. Look at Steam. There are more popular indie games than AAA games nowadays. Where the gamers made the mistake, VR gamers gave the wrong signal to Meta, who only know stupid numbers and graphs. People made Meta to think AAA games will expand users and will make them all happy. And the people stopped spending money on indie games. Most of the indie games takes $20 on the Quest store. It looked like it was working during the Quest 2 golden era that never had to exist, that everyone was at home, thanks COVID. Economies of scale worked that time. But as soon as it ended, everything showed the reality of the situation. Although winter is coming, people and devs didn't prepare. Nice analogy there, too. Winter is coming. If someone followed me long enough and look back at my footage, I shouted to the VR market that VR devs should take a bit more. Legendary Tales early access price was $35, and that everyone said that that's crazy. You won't survive with that price, and they were wrong. I am still here. When we released our game 1.0, PCVR and PSVR2, the price was $55. Everyone said it's crazy again. They were wrong again because of the sales, thanks to the PSVR community. And he gave a big heart. We could have made the Quest port and DLC. I am glad that I met the PSVR2 community who accepted to support indies. I can't imagine what would have happened if we would have put the price $40 or less. Some people think the VR games industry will be fine, but then they won't pay any more than a penny than $20. And active users are declining on Quest. I heard last Christmas sales declined year over year. So what do I worry about right now? Go ahead.
So it is interesting. This is sort of kind of doubling down on everything that we've heard about games selling better on PSVR 2. People wanting the higher quality games over here, even if they have to spend a little bit more on them. And how Quest is dictated by a market that is about $20 games and free to play games. So I don't know if this is demonstrating the thing that we've been talking about for so long, and I do worry that it's going to be like there's going to be this rift in the markets, right? Where what happens when studios are making these higher end VR games that they can bring to PC VR and they can bring to PSVR 2, but they can't bring to Quest, right? Like cutting out that side of the market. I'm just really, really curious. I'm just sort of like thinking out loud here. It was like, is that going to be detrimental, or is it going to be like BJ's kind of saying here, that like it doesn't matter, that like they're not, if you're going to be bringing a bigger, more expensive game to Quest, then you might as well not do that, right? And so all the evidence that we've heard supporting the fact that PSVR2 has the most potential, that games sell better on PC and PSVR2, like, are we going to see more people supporting our platforms and less people supporting Quest in the future, who are trying to make these bigger games? Just thinking out loud. I don't know if that's, necessarily true for most studios or not.
Yeah, it's not going to be, for every studio, but there are, again, we do have examples of this community kind of rallying together in an organic way to support certain titles, especially the ones that kind of fit our ecosystem, games that are kind of VR games that represent games that we grew up playing, the kind of games we were playing before VR became a thing. And Legendary Tales is like that. It's kind of like a Diablo and Souls game, Dark Souls game a little bit. And that's something that there was a lot of demand for. And then you look at other games like V-Racer Hoverbike, and there are examples. It's not going to happen for every game, but there is a very good chance with with a little bit of luck as well, and timing and the right game, that more indie games, more creative games can, and innovative ones can really thrive on this ecosystem because of how passionate the community can be. Okay.
Yeah, good. Also, I just want to say I absolutely love that you said organically supporting them. Like, I do think that that's the difference, right? It's like tons of money isn't just being thrown at them. It's actual gamers wanting to buy the game, and we're play it. Yeah, that's been so important, I think. So, all right. Sorry, man. I keep interrupting you.
Okay. No, you're fine. No, I think it's better that we pause every now and then. Otherwise, I'll just be reading for like a decade. So what do I worry about right now? That people won't accept that they have to pay a little bit more. Meta's money is gone now from the market. Someone has to fill in, and not one-to-one, but some. It must be the gamers, but will they? I doubt that. The VR gaming industry relies on gamers' shoulders now. Will they accept the fate or not?
And isn't this what we're talking about with Requiem, right? If like Meta's not funding shit, if Sony's not funding shit nearly as much as they used to, then like it does fall on our shoulders. He's basically saying exactly what I've been saying about, telling Capcom, charge us for the VR update for Requiem, right? It does fall on our shoulders, right? Are they going to listen to that, right? Or is Sony going to listen to that? I don't know. But it is nice to hear that he's sort of echoing the same shit I've been saying for weeks now.
And again, it may not be every single game we target or pick. And I've got more to say on this later after we get through this. Okay. But it will happen to some degree. Let's say we don't get Resident Evil Requiem, but we did get Microsoft Flight Simulator. And literally in the PlayStation blog article itself mentions the community support that kind of drove that to happen. And then, so again, they have to be kind of conservative. They have the numbers behind Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil 4. They were strong numbers, but we're talking thousands versus millions here, and they have to try different things and experiment with different things, and that's why maybe not every single game is a hybrid, because they have limited resources to work with, and they got to choose wisely. So they this time are kind of gambling on Microsoft Flight Simulator. That being said, the GameCat ops, the community push could force something to happen. You never know. It's definitely worth fighting for.
AJ, just as total sidestep here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see Flat to VR tagging CD Projekt Red on Twitter?
No, I think I heard about it or something. But yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, because the Cyberpunk 2077 mod just got taken down from Luke Ross, because he's doing it behind a paywall, and they're saying that you can absolutely share mods for the game, but it can't be paid for. It has to be a free mod.
Right. But with Flat to VR basically tweeting at them saying we'd love to explore the idea of a proper official VR port of Cyberpunk 2077. If you're ever interested, it's one of our, quote, dream games to port.
Yeah.
Our Flat to VR studios have shipped multiple award-winning VR adaptations, focus on reimagining games to feel built from the ground up for VR with motion controls and uncompromised presentation. We're trusted by multiple AAA studios and work in a way that lets you keep on focusing on all the amazing stuff you do. It has 2.9 thousand likes on Twitter, 376 retweets, 239 comments. Bro, this is the kind of noise that I want to be making, right? And I'm so glad that Flat to VR is getting bigger, and hopefully CD Projekt Red will notice this tweet. I just think it's this kind of stuff, right? It's this kind of stuff that will move the industry forward, that'll push VR forward, right? These levels of massive AAA games. That it's just the knowing that Flat to VR even wants to try to get the rights to this, to get access to this game, is I think just so fucking promising.
Yeah, it would be huge, but it's this is like dream scenario right here, and I don't think they should ever give up. I think if it's not something that could happen so easily, it is definitely something that should never stop pushing for, because it could eventually happen. It could take a lot of time, but it would be worth every second spent trying to make it happen, 100%. And yeah, props to Flat to VR. I just retweeted it too, actually. And keep spreading this, keep spreading and showing this support. It's these little things, one by one, that are making a difference. So let's see here. One thing, while we're on this subject, Brian, because let me go ahead and not wait to say this anymore. We have these GameCat ops, right? This is something I brought up on my show Thursday. One thing that caught my attention too, or something that just crossed my mind, when it comes to all of these games that we are trying to support and do, Legendary Tales, there's been a couple success stories. Legendary Tales is one of them. V-Racer Hoverbike is another one. While I do think right now is the best time to be pushing for Resident Evil, I do think that is a very tall order to try. Like that's a tough task. There's no guarantee that that's going to happen, because no matter how many thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people we throw at them, it's like they're looking at the big picture of the millions range. Like they want millions. They're just too big to care, to be able to kind of accommodate a handful of thousands of people. Right. Even if it's like 200,000, it's like their games are selling 10 million. It's like, that's a small number compared to what they are doing without it. They don't need to do it. One thing I pointed out was that we do need to look at some of the things that are like right in front of us and obtainable as well. And if you remember not too long ago, Urban Wolf Games, first of all, they have this Legendary Tales DLC. They dropped the price of Legendary Tales. They have this Legendary Tales DLC that's coming out that looks awesome. But they also showed off this trailer, a concept thing for Legendary Tales, The Abbey. And one thing I pointed out on my stream is, guys, instead of, when I look at this Deadpool game or this Ninja Turtles game that people are asking for, I'm like, look at what is being presented right in front of you. Yeah. And somebody is saying, here's the possibility of a Castlevania VR made by a studio that is capable of making excellent games, and also the potential of like this innovation of a third person and first person, kind of hybrid even. And it could be even a hybrid with flat screen, as well as hybrid in VR, possibly like 2.5D, like right. Disdain. I'm like, we need to make sure we don't lose track of this, because this is honestly, if like part of me is like, we need to be fighting for this instead of Resident Evil right now. But I'm not going to say that fully, because Resident Evil is Resident Evil. We should be fighting for that, but we need to make sure.
Also, this is like, this is already something that's happening likely. right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is like we don't need to fight for something that's happening. We should show BJ and Urban Wolf support for their idea and say,
right.
I mean, I think we all collectively lost our minds when we watched this trailer. So what the fuck is going on? This is insane.
Yeah.
I think we need to hear a little bit more before we get too excited. But I mean, I do think that they're going to get a lot of support for this if they follow through with it.
I do agree they've gotten, obviously, hopefully saw a lot of positive feedback, but I'm just saying this needs more. Like this needs a lot more than what it is getting, even though it's gotten some solid feedback and everything. This is a pretty special thing that they're doing here that I just like Legendary Tales, where I'm just like, this is one of those things where I'm just like ready to go to bat for this, like really, really hard to make sure that this happens. Cause this is not, I don't think, a guarantee either. I think they have to see enough results. They have to have Legendary Tales supported. They have to have enough people go get the DLC. They have to have enough support and interest shown for the Abbey. But that could be something incredibly special as well. So just wanted to point that out because it was something that kind of came up on my show Thursday. And I was like, this is actually really important that we get behind this and show a lot of support.
Yeah.
Also,
but it's just to, I mean, again, it's still a little bit confusing, right? Like I hope that he talks more about like what platforms he's interested in bringing it to. I think it's very clear that that this would be a PSVR2 game. He knows that the PSVR2 audience has his back and that we're interested in whatever he does next. And so, but I want to know how this actually plays, right? Are all the 2D side-scrolling elements, is all that playable in VR? I have so many questions that I want answered, but I think this answers the question, or answers the comment that he made in this thread earlier, saying, I love VR, but the studio can't survive on love, right? Yeah. And so he knows that like maybe to keep things moving, he needs to do these hybrid projects. And this is a hybrid project like one we've never seen before. So it should definitely be applauded. Yeah.
I'd be down for, I think it's probably, it's still a concept. I don't think they fully know all the answers to it yet. Maybe I could see 2.5D sections that are forced, and then it cuts to, first person, and you kind of play it both ways. That would be pretty interesting. There's actually a lot of ways you could do this to make it really cool. Flipping on the fly even that'd be like almost revolutionary. Like just being able to flip that switch and change the perspective instantly, help you get past certain sections or something like that. That's like from an innovation standpoint, that's like something that's like really, really unique and special. But anyway. Okay, should we continue? I just wanted to bring that up since we were kind of on that subject.
Yeah. Let's wrap up BJ's rant here.
Okay. Let's see here. Again, we've released the Quest port 2 days ago, and Quest gamers will never realize. Oh, wait, hold on.
I don't even know where we are.
I know. I lost where I was.
And I want to tell VR gamers there are way more money on PC and console market than VR. Do you see that? Oops. Well, why don't I take over?
Okay. Yeah, because
then you can find
it's
it.
Almost done.
And I want to tell VR gamers that there are more ways that there are way more money. Sorry, I need to.
Okay, I got this. A little bit. And I want to tell VR gamers there's way more money on PC and console than the market for VR.
It's not just you, comic book guy. I'm sorry, it's not just you.
No, I'm just kind of trying to do my best to translate it as I go. It. There's way more money on PC and consoles, the PC and console market, than there is in VR. Don't forget, if there's no money, devs will leave, then the ashes and love will be left there alone. Time is ticking. How much do I love VR? I have been in the VR industry a decade already. I said 9 years earlier, but now it's 2026. And I met my fiance in VR during playing the Quest 1 and 2, and we are going to have a wedding in 3 weeks. Damn. Congratulations, BJ, on your engagement and your wedding in 3 weeks. Can I come? Can I come out there? I can get a passport.
Bro, we need to do a fundraiser to go to Vegas. How much money would it be to? What are you doing?
I was just wanting to go to BJ's wedding because I would go. You should have told me, BJ. I would have come out there. Anyways, maybe bring your wife to Vegas.
There you go. GameCat Meetup 2026.
Yes. Yeah. Bring your wife to Vegas, please. I guess it answers something. I want to define a few words, a few things. One, I love XR tech, but when I say the VR industry or VR, it means VR gaming only. Us too. All of us are upset because of the VR gaming stuff, not XR tech. Is not that XR tech is crashed. And hell yeah, AR and XR will be developed more and more, and I can't wait. Number two, indie devs does not mean it is a small team. If anyone has received funds from Meta and did something, whatever they have asked to do, then I am sorry. They are not indie. Indie is short form of independent from capitalism. I love capitalism, by the way. Speaking of Meta again, I forget. They have asked me to add the mixed reality feature in Legendary Tales, however it is possible, because they wanted to show off mixed reality more to the public. I said no, it is not suitable for our content. I love mixed reality, but I'd rather make new content than just put a clown mask on Legendary Tales. I fucking love you so much, BJ. I actually want people to retweet it. Do you know? Did you know new releases, apps, games tab that shows recently released the games is manually selected by Meta? No, I did not actually. It is called the shelf to display the games that they want to back up. So the games on the Meta shelf are manually picked by them. I didn't know that until we released the game. Is it a good system? And then the real funny thing is, Legendary Tales is released as an early access on the Quest Store. By the way, it is also recommended from Meta as a playbook. The store doesn't show our game under the search bar, so people need to type in the words and enter it. But other EA games are just shown. Why? Why am I writing all these things? It's not because I want to shit on someone or Meta. I really do think we need this time. We really need a wake-up call this time. I don't care about Meta. Meta will be fine without us. I'm worrying about the VR gaming market, devs and gamers. Let's talk about VR development. It was just before we released our early access build on Steam. Once I once made a questionnaire asking people, what do you think about VR development? Is it harder than PC or the same? Less? Most of them answered, it's harder. Our team did agree at that time. It is 4 to 5 years from that time. Now my entire team is shouting, it's 4 to 5 times harder than making a PC game. I bet we could have made No Man's Sky he like a No Man's Sky with the same amount of time and effort. People have no idea how much of a headache VR games can be during development. None of the PC gamers worry about what if a player throws a knife. Shouldn't be lost because PC games just teleport it into the character's hand. But it feels wrong if we take the same approach. So try to teleport it into inventory. The player can't find where it is. Next. We need to test out all of the situations that can happen during the development. I can say one funny story that's in our official Discord server. We have a suggestion channel, of course. 9,999, 10,000 cases have tested already or thought about that. PC game doesn't apply, but in the VR market, I can say VR developers can think better because they have already experienced more, whatever it is. You develop a VR game more, you understand more because VR is all about experience, isn't it? Then here comes another problem of the VR market. As I said above, more VR development experiences will save a lot of resources, time, money, energy, because you have already done something before. You can imagine what can happen. Experience. Where the hell is first generation VR developers? Where the hell are the first generation VR developers? They didn't leave anything in the market. Who earns? They earned a ton of money from the market, earned tons of millions of US dollars. They could have at least left some legacy to the market. I can understand they want to exit, but at least they could have helped some of the following developers as a tutor. It doesn't cost that much. Or they could have been an investor to earn more money. No, they just banished. Funny thing is, that's the best scenario. Some of them are still in the market, still making tons of money, but acting like they are a small studio. I can list up at least 10 companies who earned 100 million with premium games in the golden era. They have the money, but they don't make the sequel. They just grab more money from the market. I mean, it is a real capitalism, but watching this just makes me sad. I don't need their help, by the way. Can you take over?
Yeah. In case anyone thinks what I did so far, I don't have much power, but what I did, I did what I could do. I bought their games every time I meet new developers or at game events or somewhere, GDC, TGS, etc. Because the money I have now came from the VR market, from the games, from the gamers I wanted to pay back. And then I tell developers raise their prices to survive in the market. And if there is a backfire, point to Legendary Tales. That takes way more than them. It was $55 before, by the way. I recommended some VR developers to Valve or Sony. I always offer to help other developers, AMA things. I'm getting a headache. I should stop here. I just want the VR market to be healthier, but if we each yield a little from our own positions, we can help make things better. But to do that, we need to wake up. We need to face reality and look at what's really happened right in front of us. Wow, I didn't expect this many people to react to this thread. This is, by the way, 6 hours ago. So this is all brand new, very recent. The rest of this was from yesterday. Just out of concern, I want to make a few things clear. 1, I didn't make this thread to shit on anyone. 2, I still love Meta and agree to their big picture direction. 3, I still love VR/XR. 4, we need to stick together. Yesterday I made the thread, missed many things to say. One thing I can think of is all friend developers look at the PSVR2 market. There's no gold mine, but maybe you can find copper there. And nowadays, copper values are enough because of some semiconductors. You know what I mean? Dude, BJ's fucking funny. Just I saw many developers failed on PSVR2. You have to understand, PSVR2 users are console gamers. Don't shit on them. As long as you deliver the quality of game, enough graphics, and good gameplay, you'll be fine. And they are super friendly to indie devs. They're talking about us. For example, I know a developer who used to develop VR game alone or two, earned hundreds of thousands of dollars in 1 month there. And I think about 5-person team should be fine in that market, and you can publish on Steam as well. All right, that's pretty much it. He's saying be smart when you come to PlayStation VR2. I like the analogy. Don't expect a gold mine, but if you're smart about development costs and your how many people are on your team, that there's plenty of money to be made over here. And you know.
He mentioned he had a couple points there because he also talked about how, he wasn't afraid to charge $55, knowing that some people were going to complain about it. But he really believed in his product enough to where he was confident enough to charge that price with it. And I, like I said, I fully supported it. That's what we would consider AAA game prices. And I think content-wise and just what the game was, I really was willing to support it. Most people were happy to support it. Most people enjoyed the game a lot. There was a couple people that, said they would. Excuse me. They said that I have to wait for it to go on sale or something, which is fine. But the ones that we were trying to point out is don't like it was. We didn't really take it serious to the people that didn't play it, and they were like, "Oh, this should be this looks like a $20 game." Right. But mad respect to BJ. He has enormous balls for coming out and saying, just the truth. The truth of his, his truth and his experience and everything. And yeah, man, it is really important to. It's why what we have here is kind of fragile but special. There are success stories. There are things that there is still a lot of hope to have as long as we keep things running and we push for certain things. We support the things that we enjoy properly. Good things can happen, and I think. Like I said, Flight Simulator is a good thing of that. And also to BJ's point, we have to give credit to a lot of the developers that really just gave everything they possibly could. I think of the Hellsweeper devs a lot. They made this this game that was such a passion project. And they basically, it really put their studio in a tough place. But they continue to this day to support things. And not only that, they not only support their game and thank, just humbly thank the community for any support that they did get. But they also shared their experience. They shared their knowledge of development in a huge article about upgrading their engine and adding eye-track foveated rendering so that other developers would not have to go through the same, thing that they did. And I agree with several of his points here. It's more than just the business side of things. What's going to make this successful is kind of just actually caring and putting more into that.
I agree, man. I agree. I do think that a lot of what he said here is something that needed to be said. I know a lot of people are scared, big scary corporations, and don't want to speak out against them because you're worried if
they have a lot of money and power. I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah, I think too many developers think that if I can't get my game on Quest, then I'm out of luck. And I think we're going to start proving that that's not the case. Anyway, thank you, BJ, for being so transparent. Thank you for taking the time. Obviously, this wasn't a 5-minute tweet. This was I'm sure you
probably
spent
like
hours.
2 days. Right? This was BJ on his phone for 2 days straight.
Right. So laying in bed, just being like, I can't sleep. What am I gonna do?
It's taken me like 30 minutes to do just one tweet before. But guys, remember, man, support Legendary Tales. Don't forget about all the games and the developers out there, and it goes beyond just Legendary Tales and them, but they're definitely still active. So they are ones we want to continue supporting. But yeah, support Legendary Tales, support the DLC. I'm so excited about it. And make your voice heard about the Abbey concept as well. And as far as GameCat Ops, keep that in mind, and also add Pinball VR to that mix. Side note.
Oh, dude, for real. Was it Zen Pinball? They're the ones making.
Yes. Yeah, that came up on my show, and I wrote that down. I wrote down Legendary Tales, the Abbey, and Pinball FX VR. I was like, these are two that we really need to make sure we're, after we're done with our Resident Evil campaign, this is what we need to go after next.
Oh my God! Over on Discord, we have a channel for all the games we want on PSVR2, and it is a disaster. It's just people posting thousands of links and thousands of images of games that they want. I was like, okay, maybe I could have come up with a way to make this a little bit more organized, but we'll work on it. We'll figure it out together this year. But Pinball FX VR is thankfully we are aware of a 1-year exclusivity contract with Meta that will end, I believe, in October. And so the hope is that if we make enough noise between now and October, they'll start porting it over before then and have it ready to go when the contract's up. Right? Dude, that's the thing, is that there's going to be so many studios this year saying, guys, PSVR2 is where it's at. PSVR2 is where you can make some money. Right? There's going to be a lot more people like BJ telling these very kind of similar stories. And I think we're going to be harder and harder to ignore the further into the year we get. So it'll be good.
Especially as a VR platform, as a VR gaming platform. Yeah, we're definitely going to be hard to ignore.
Yeah. Twitcher, the single player game cat with the level 2 membership, says Brian Paul's seal of quality actually has 4 criteria. Is it scary? Do you have goofy hands? Okay, that's kind of true. I do like when your hands are bigger than they should be. I like when you have big, almost cartoon hands in VR. I don't know what it is. I always enjoy it. Do you have a flashlight? That's a good one. Which of Lies and Rain, that's my biggest criticism of Lies and Rain. I needed a goddamn flashlight. And also, can you throw shit around?
There it is. I was waiting for that one.
Good stuff. Yep, agreed. I like throwing shit around. Although, when you can't throw shit around in Resident Evil Village or RE4 Remake, I'm like, that's fine, man. I'm the first one to be like, fuck, VRAF is fun, but hybrids are fun too.
Yeah.
Right? Not looking for them to reinvent the wheel when they bring us a hybrid. Comic Book Guy with the level 2 membership. Please, God, don't let me screw this one up. Thank you for the confidence about an idea about a podcast. I got it.
Do it. I didn't want to do this shit. And now I'm here. Come be miserable with me. No, I'm very happy doing this.
I didn't want to do this shit. And that's why I also do it on my own channel. Just making fun of you. Sorry. Gamecatto with the Australian $10. I saw him say he had to head off to work, so he's not actually here, but maybe he'll see it on the replay. Thank you for your generosity. Says all VR games should be hybrid. Whoa. I have offered to put $10,000. What in the fuck? Offered to put $10,000 to help fund deficits. Full suspension. This is the downhill mountain bike racing game. But I've also told the dev I think it really should be hybrid if he's going to do so, just to be safe. That is, I mean, it's interesting, right? This brings up the question, like, do all VR games make for good flat screen games? And I haven't been in the market for a mountain bike racing game on the flat screen. I don't care about one on the flat screen. Maybe some people would, right? It's very possible. Maybe it would sell amazingly well. But I feel like the point of deficit games, right? VR Skater. VR Skater would have been terrible on the flat screen, right? I mean, there's bigger, better skateboarding games on the flat screen, right? Tony Hawk has been around forever. I'm going to be really bold and say that in 1996, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 on the PlayStation 1, technically a better skating game than VR Skater. Technically, right? Just because it gives you a little bit more to do, a little bit more freedom, blah, blah, blah. I still love VR Skater, but I think so much of the reason VR Skater is good is because it's VR Skater and not flat screen Skater. And but very interesting, man. Very interesting. Definitely curious to know where this story will lead. Would you play a downhill mountain bike racing game on the flat screen, AJ?
On the flat screen? I don't know. I could see that being pretty fun. I think these days you need to stand out a little bit. And that to me seems like it could stand out. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a first person trials.
Yeah. I don't even have a trailer for this thing handy. I don't know what happened to it. Oh well. We also got Chibum. IBM. I don't know. This isn't right. With the level 2 membership says, had a middle school student tell me they were playing VR this weekend. Asked if it was Gorilla Tag. He said, no way. Too many little kids.
That's a cool kid.
Right. That's great. What was he going to play? I need to know the answer.
Yeah.
We need a follow up. What was he playing if he wasn't playing Gorilla Tag?
He's like population 1.
All right, keep an eye on the chat for Chilibim.
Chibium.
Okay. I had all this time to pick a 4-minute challenge game, and I still haven't chosen one. What do you want to talk about, AJ, while I look for a game?
Oh, I just ripped part of my chair. That's not good.
Maybe it's time for a new one. You deserve it.
I don't know, man. There's like I said, there's a lot of good stuff to be excited about this year. Dude, that Katana Red Flowers game, man. I'm very excited about that.
Well, okay, I got to ask. Like, I mean, I liked Stride 1, and that's what it looks like it's, most closely resembling. What about it is speaking to you?
So, like, the devs, when they emailed me, they were like, so this game is totally made as like a meme game kind of for like streamers or something. But I looked at the game and I'm like, this looks really fun. It's got the Stride game parkour gameplay. But then you're also a ninja cat. Yep. Shout out Ninja Cat. You can like deflect bullets with your sword. You can grapple hook. It looks colorful and vibrant. And then I like the look of the little world that you can hang out in and serve sushi to fish and frogs. And I don't think it's sushi. I think it's more like ramen. Probably not sushi. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh my God. I searched for Catan for Katana and just immediately played the first one that came up. This is Catan. Settlers of Catan VR.
Oh God.
Never mind. Never mind. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I'm like really excited about that game. Also, Bootstrap Island.
Yeah, Bootstrap, really big cool. Big time Bootstrap
Yeah.
Island. I think that could easily be one of the most exciting games, at least of the ones that have been announced so far of the 2026.
It's like pirate version of Song in the Smoke.
Yeah,
That's what I'm hoping for.
and like, dude, is it maybe it's just me? Like, I wasn't playing Jake mode or anything like that, but the last time I jumped into, I know it's a little different, but I was playing the default difficulty for Song in the Smoke, and I guess maybe it's knowing what I was in for. Maybe it's knowing like what the gameplay was all about, and and actually how to do things. But like, it seemed so easy. Is that? I don't know. It's not like I'd played through the game in a really long time, right? Like I haven't really played through this one since the PSVR1 version. So I thought I'd forgotten a lot of stuff, but man, I was playing through and I was like, this is really easy. I wasn't ready for Jake mode, but
yeah, man, Jake mode will fuck you up.
Yeah.
It's so difficult. You walk 5 feet and your pants fall off and your shoes break, and it's so difficult. Like one hit kills. It's rough, and then you're like constantly starving and freezing to death. It's awful, but also a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you just understand the gameplay mechanics, like it's not too bad. But good lord.
Yeah, knowing that, like, hey, like my priority should be this, and then my next priority should be that. It's like, if that's been, I guess that's so ingrained in me from having played so much of the PSVR1 version that, like, I guess just knowing that makes the whole thing easier. But I was shocked. It's definitely not as hardcore of a survival game, once you understand the basics of it, as I once considered it. I don't want to play Jake mode. There's got to be something in between.
It's insanely tedious in the most hardcore, challenging kind of way.
Yeah. Anyway, great game. If you haven't bought Song in the Smoke, what are you doing with your life? It's so good. So good. And at some point after launch, they implemented a 90 frames native version. You can pick whatever way you want. Reprojected or 90 frames native.
Oh, and it looks so much better. Yeah.
It does. It's so nice. It's so nice. And you can jump.
I just will never forget jumping off a cliff, screaming and clubbing a dinosaur. It's like one of my favorite VR memories. Just like I like happened in like slow motion too. It was epic.
Did we ever get a response from Chilai about what the?
Oh, I don't know.
I haven't been keeping an eye on the chat. I'm a horrible person.
Did you pick a game?
I did. All right. Let's do this. Everybody in the chat, help AJ out. He's going to need all the help he can get. I've chosen a PSVR1 or PSVR2 game. Spoilers. It's probably not a PSVR2 game.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it might be Neptune Flex.
You fucking better not be. I'll kill you.
But you guys out there, make sure you suggest good questions for AJ to ask, yes or no questions. And based on the answers I give, suggest games it might be. AJ, are you ready?
Oh my God. It better not be Neptune Flex. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, good, because I got to pee, and so we got to wrap this thing up soon. On your mark, get Des, go.
Is it underwater?
No.
Is it on PSVR2?
No.
Okay. Did it come out within the first 2 years of PSVR1?
Yes.
Did it come out within the first year of PSVR?
Yes.
Is it a launch game?
Yes.
It's a launch game for PSVR, guys. Is it a puzzle game?
I mean, it's so easy. Yes.
Did it have a demo?
Oh, I don't remember. I believe so, but don't quote me on that.
Did you play with little blocks?
No.
Stack things?
No.
You said it's a puzzle game?
Yes.
A puzzle launch game, you guys. Is it a horror game?
No.
Did it use the moves?
Oh, that's an excellent question. I don't think so. Let me just double check the store.
I was thinking Tumble VR, but wasn't that blocks?
Yeah, no move support. It doesn't seem like.
Ooh, are there cubes in this game?
Cubes?
Are there cubes?
No. I mean, not really.
There's not super hyper cubes in this game?
No, definitely not in that sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Good stuff though.
Are there dinosaurs?
No.
Guys, this is launch games, PSVR 1. Help me out here. My brain is tired. I'm
Tornadoes
usually a lot better
meowing
at this.
me.
But
No,
he
you're
dragged me out to a 2-hour show.
This is the plan.
I'm not as good as I usually am because
This is the plan. Wear them out. 2 minutes.
He said he said it's not super hypercube. Are your hands locked to a device?
No. Like static locked in a device? No.
Yeah.
No.
Was there any locomotion?
No.
There's no locomotion. Launch game. Was it? It's a launch game, you guys. PSVR 1 launch game. Was it made by End Dreams? No, that's good. Was it story driven?
No.
I don't think Super Amazeballs was a launch game, guys.
It was not.
Come on, you guys are killing me here, man. You got us with the launch game. Nobody can remember. It was so long ago.
It's been a while.
This should be really easy, but it's not. Was there couch co-op?
Yes.
There was couch co-op. Playable flat. What are you thinking here?
Yes.
Does it rhyme with frog?
No.
No.
What game rhymes with frog?
Nick, what? Nug.
Oh, was that? Oh, yeah. No, not that.
Is it by Pixel Junk? Or is it okay.
Nope. 45 seconds.
Is it a co-op bomb diffusion game?
Yes.
Does one person read directions to the others to try not to blow each other up or whatever?
Or whatever. Yes. 30 seconds.
Is it Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes?
Coming out October 13, 2016, the year of our Lord, on the launch day of PSVR2. It is indeed Keep Talking and No One Explodes. Such a stressful game. It might as well be a horror game. Jesus.
Thank you, Shades of Grey Matter. That was the first one I saw.
How did we get to 20 seconds left? You knew in the first 20 seconds it was a launch title.
Dude, I told you it was a long time ago. I didn't know that was a launch game. I wouldn't have ever gotten that. I would have, I couldn't have done that without the cats.
No. Good job, everybody. Good job. Listen, I got a piece, so we got to move this thing along. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, everybody who supports the channel, whether it be financially or emotionally or mentally. You guys are the fucking best. Make sure you come join our Discord to get in on some multiplayer action. So, what are you so upset about? Tornado's all like mad at me right now. I don't know what's going on. The multiplayer stuff on the weekend, the Masternoid giveaway, and of course the GameCat Ops channel. Help us get more games to PSVR2. We need your help, so come join us over on Discord. Thank you, AJ, for being here. Everybody go subscribe to PSVR Underground if you're not already. The link for that is in the description below. You guys are all awesome. That's all I got. And everybody doesn't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there and we love you just as much. Let's do it.
Let's not waste any time, Brian. Kill the motherfucking cat, because I want to say see you guys on West Day 2. Twitcher, the single player game cat. Twitchy says never played it, never had someone on my couch to play with. Yeah, that would be a fun one to play, actually. I think I played it for about 3 seconds. Chrome to the Dome Colossus says just go while AJ calls out. ABC3 says hey West, Nat Attack Gaming Night with a big moon. Secrets of 2026. Cheers, AJ Brian. Cheers to you, my friend. Chester Meadows. Good night, all. Thank you, Scott, the PSVR Game Cat for life. What up, Scotty boy? Says cheers for streaming tonight, gents. Great show as always. Thank you so much, man. Great job in the chat as always, Scotty boy. 4 Ace Gamer says 4 Ace Gamer loves you. LOL. Guyson OG, thanks so much, man. Fist up to you, Guyson. Great Shades of Great Matter. Thank you once again for helping out. Ben L of the Game Cat Army, elite Game Cat in the house tonight. Pierce Manning, I would say no. Flame Hat, the Game Cat, says boop boop, beep beep, bop bop, toot toot. Comic Book Guy, thank you so much for the donation. You just missed it. Said, I would honestly love a PSVR2 remaster of Paranormal Activity: The Lost Soul, as I would love a remaster of it for PSVR2. Old Darth, great show, gents. Thanks, PJ, for sharing your thoughts. Yes, thank you. Shout out, PJ and Urban Wolf Games. Can't wait to play Legendary Tales DLC. Market 137. Peace. Who also can't wait to play, I bet. Looper, the Underground Game Cat, says also the winning streak is now 7, repeating the record of 4 minutes era. Previous ones were July 11 to August 8th and August 25th to September 12th. 2025. Man, he even knows the dates of it. Crazy.
It is insane.
Thank you, Looper, the Underground Game Cat. Is that the record? So we're at the record streak now. Don't screw it up, Wes. No pressure. Old Darth, bye-bye. Corey 2016, you have a wonderful day. The Fenner PSVR2, old school PSVR Game Cat in the house says, we out, baby. Patty cakes, bye. Jay the Fogiated Redder Game Cat coming in at 90 names per second. Headset, rumble, haptics, adaptive triggers, all the best PSVR 2 features, including OLED screen. ABC 3, ciao, my friend. Take care of yourself as well. We're still going with this. I'm running out of breath. Oops, it's Allie again. Says, I'll see you, but later.
Where was this energy during the 4-minute challenge?
Slapping that ass. Let's have a good one, everybody. The Amiga Guru, LOL. Virtual Stranger says, no pressure, no pressure at all, my friend. You got this. Just channel the Zen, channel the focus, channel your inner balls. I don't know. I was gonna say something else. Anyways, Alhembe D Catalytic Game Cat says, bye-bye. I think that's everybody. Nick Ulo. Waleed is now a Game Cat, specifically Dubai Tiger. 1914.99 says AJ Chill. Okay. All right, guys.
I'm glad it took so long because it gave me enough time to go pee. It was great.
Oh my God, Magic Game Cat's here too. What up, man? I love you too.
Oh, sirens on my end. Did you already read Comic Book Guy's tip for? I'm still hoping a Titanic game will come out this year for PSVR 2.
No.
Okay, well, Comic Book Guy with the $5 says, I'm still hoping that Titanic VR game will come out this year for PSVR 2. I hope so too. It was fun on Quest, but it needed some work. Hopefully they did some.
It's a Titanic game that's like the horror.
Yeah. It's like this.
Time traveling.
What's it called? The Space Between? No, it's a Dave Matthews.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. Anyway, the last I heard, it's still coming to PSVR 2. We'll see if that's the case. And then I heard you say you did read out his tip about the wanting a PSVR 2 remaster of Paranormal Activity: The Lost Soul. I got to tell you, they asked on Twitter not that long ago, probably within the last year, what people would like to see from them. They said, would people be, do you want to see another Paranormal Activity game from us, or would you be totally cool if it was our own thing with no attachment to the franchise? And I think most people were like, we'd rather see you spend your money on making the game and not the Paranormal Activity license. So I hope that's still a thing for them. I hope they're still considering making their own game. So cool. Everybody have a great night. Oh, it is called The Space Between. Space Between. I don't know.
Jean German Game Cat Clausen says, draw me like your girls in Paris. I don't know why I did like 8 different accents there. Guys, thank you so much, man. I hope you have a wonderful night. We will see you again very, very soon. Stay awesome. Game Cats. Ooh.
You've got a headache.